Africa, a continent of vast savannas, majestic wildlife, and rich cultural tapestries. From the ancient pyramids of Egypt to the bustling markets of Lagos, Africa's story is one of profound depth and unparalleled diversity. Home to over 1 billion people speaking more than 2,000 languages. Nature, too, has played a significant role in shaping Africa's identity. This is a land that has seen the rise and fall of empires, the birth of new nations, and the enduring struggle for freedom and equality. Understanding Africa requires more than just a glance at its physical attributes. We must delve into the stories that have shaped its people and its lands. Africa's past is not a monolith but a tapestry of events and eras. The pharaohs of Egypt, the kingdom of Kush, and the empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai are just a few examples of Africa's early might and sophistication. The impact of colonization reshaped Africa's political and social landscapes. This video seeks to uncover the layers of Africa's story, offering a comprehensive view of its past, present, and future. The story of Africa's history begins at the dawn of civilization. The continent is often heralded as the birthplace of humanity. Sites like Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania have unveiled fossils of early hominids. The fertility of the Nile's floodplains enabled the growth of one of history's most remarkable civilizations, ancient Egypt. Beyond Egypt, other significant early civilizations emerged, like the Kingdom of Kush and the Nok culture. These ancient societies formed the bedrock of African civilization, setting the stage for future empires. Africa's history was marked by the rise of powerful empires built on wealth and trade. The trans-Saharan trade routes connected Africa to Europe and Asia. Among the most notable of these empires were Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. The Kingdom of Ghana thrived between the 6th and 13th centuries. Following Ghana's decline, the Mali Empire rose to prominence under Sundiata Keita. The Songhai Empire, which succeeded Mali, continued the tradition of prosperity and intellectual achievement. The arrival of European powers in Africa marked a turning point in the continent's history. The Berlin Conference epitomized the scramble for territory and resources. Colonization disrupted traditional societies and economies. The imposition of foreign rule led to profound social and political upheaval. African labor and resources were extracted to fuel European industries. The era of colonization was a dark chapter in Africa's history, characterized by exploitation and resistance. The mid-20th century witnessed a wave of independence movements sweeping across Africa. Leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, and Nelson Mandela became symbols of this fight for freedom. Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence in 1957. The decolonization process was often tumultuous, marked by negotiations, protests, and violent conflicts. The fight for independence reached its symbolic zenith with the end of apartheid in South Africa. The struggle for independence was a defining moment in Africa's history, reshaping the continent's political landscape. The post-colonial era in Africa began with great optimism and a sense of possibility. Newly independent nations embarked on the challenging journey of nation-building. Many African countries inherited economies tailored to serve colonial interests. Political instability also plagued many post-colonial states. Despite these challenges, some countries made significant strides in establishing stable governments and fostering economic growth. The post-colonial era was a time of both hope and hardship, reflecting the complex legacies of history and the enduring spirit of Africa. The past has left an indelible mark on Africa's present and future. The ancient civilizations, the powerful empires, the shadows of colonization, and the struggle for independence have shaped the Africa we see today. The resilience of African societies in the face of adversity is a testament to their strength and ingenuity. The cultural heritage of Africa remains a source of pride and identity. The historical journey of Africa offers valuable lessons for the future. The story of Africa is one of enduring resilience and boundless possibilities. Africa has been experiencing an economic renaissance, driven by various factors including resource wealth, demographic dividends, and policy reforms. Countries such as Nigeria, Kenya, and Ethiopia have become economic powerhouses. Nations are moving away from dependence on raw material exports to developing sectors such as manufacturing, services, and technology. Regional integration efforts such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, are also playing a significant role. However, challenges remain, including economic inequality and political instability. Despite these hurdles, the momentum of Africa's economic renaissance continues to build, promising a brighter future for the continent. Africa is harnessing the power of technology to leapfrog traditional development stages. Mobile technology has revolutionized sectors like banking and agriculture. Services like M-Pesa in Kenya have transformed financial landscapes. Agriculture is also benefiting from technological innovations. Cities like Lagos and Nairobi are becoming centers of technological innovation. Bridging the digital divide is essential for inclusive technological benefits. Africa is undergoing rapid urbanization with an increasing number of people moving to cities in search of better opportunities. This urban growth presents both challenges and opportunities. On one hand, it strains existing infrastructure and services. On the other, it creates potential for economic development and improved living standards. Cities like Lagos, Johannesburg, and Nairobi are expanding at an unprecedented rate, becoming economic and cultural hubs. To accommodate this urban influx, significant investments in infrastructure are essential. Governments and private sectors are focusing on developing transportation networks, housing, and utilities. Projects like the Standard Gauge Railway in Kenya and the Grand Renaissance Dam in Ethiopia are examples of transformative infrastructure initiatives aimed at enhancing connectivity and energy production. Smart city initiatives are also gaining traction, aiming to leverage technology to improve urban living. For instance, Kigali in Rwanda is implementing smart city solutions to enhance traffic management, public safety, and service delivery. These initiatives not only improve the quality of life for residents but also attract investments and boost economic activity. However, urbanization also brings environmental and social challenges. Rapid city growth can lead to inadequate housing, congestion, and pollution. Informal settlements, often lacking basic services, are a common feature in many African cities. Addressing these issues requires comprehensive urban planning and sustainable development practices. Efforts to build resilient and inclusive cities are underway. Programs focusing on affordable housing, public transportation, and green spaces are being developed to create livable urban environments. Collaboration between governments, private sectors, and communities is crucial to addressing the complexities of urbanization and ensuring that African cities can sustainably support their growing populations. Africa's rich cultural heritage is experiencing a revitalization as contemporary artists, musicians, and writers draw inspiration from traditional sources. This cultural renaissance is propelling Africa onto the global stage as a cultural powerhouse. The fusion of old and new is creating vibrant expressions that resonate both locally and internationally. The music scene is thriving with genres like Afrobeats, blending traditional rhythms with modern sounds. Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Yemi Alade have gained international acclaim. They celebrate their roots while experimenting with diverse influences. Visual arts are flourishing, with African artists gaining recognition worldwide. Contemporary African art is bold and diverse, addressing themes from identity to globalization. Artists like Ella Natsui and Wangechi Mutu are celebrated for their innovative works. The literary world is witnessing a resurgence of African voices. Writers like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and Nnedi Okorafor are bringing African narratives to the forefront. Their works foster a deeper understanding of Africa's diverse experiences. This cultural revitalization extends to fashion, film, and cuisine. African fashion designers are making waves on international runways, while Nollywood is one of the largest film industries. African cuisine is celebrated for its flavors and diversity. This cultural dynamism reflects the continent's vibrancy and creativity, offering a rich tapestry of expressions. Africa's present is defined by significant social movements and political changes. People are mobilizing for justice, equality, and democratic governance. The #EndSARS movement in Nigeria began as a protest against police brutality and evolved into a call for governmental accountability. In Sudan, the revolution ousted longtime dictator Omar al-Bashir in 2019, showcasing the power of collective action. Political change is evident in peaceful transitions of power and democratic elections. The journey towards political stability and social justice is ongoing, with challenges like electoral fraud and corruption. As Africa undergoes rapid development, environmental stewardship has become increasingly important. The continent is home to some of the world's most diverse ecosystems, from the Sahara Desert to the Congo rainforest, and protecting these natural resources is crucial for sustainable growth. African nations are recognizing the need to balance development with environmental conservation, leading to innovative approaches and initiatives. One of the key areas of focus is combating climate change. Africa is particularly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, such as droughts, floods, and food insecurity. Countries are implementing strategies to mitigate these effects, including reforestation projects, renewable energy initiatives, and sustainable agricultural practices. The Great Green Wall Project, for example, aims to combat desertification by creating a belt of vegetation across the Sahel region. Renewable energy is another significant area of progress. Africa has immense potential for solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, and many countries are investing in these resources to reduce dependence on fossil fuels. South Africa's large-scale solar farms and Kenya's geothermal energy projects are leading examples of the continent's commitment to sustainable energy solutions. Community-based conservation efforts are also making a difference. Local communities are increasingly involved in protecting wildlife and natural habitats, recognizing that their well-being is intertwined with environmental health. Initiatives such as community conservancies in Kenya and ecotourism projects in Namibia are empowering communities to take active roles in conservation. Despite these efforts, challenges remain. Illegal logging, poaching, and land degradation continue to threaten Africa's biodiversity. Addressing these issues requires robust policies, international cooperation, and continued investment in conservation. By prioritizing environmental stewardship, Africa can ensure that its natural heritage is preserved for future generations while promoting sustainable economic development. Significant strides are being made in health and education across Africa, improving quality of life and fostering development. These advances build resilient societies and drive sustainable growth. Innovative approaches and collaborations are transforming these sectors. Efforts to combat diseases like malaria and typhoid fever are yielding positive results. Distribution of mosquito nets and antiretroviral therapy has reduced disease prevalence. New vaccines and technologies enhance disease prevention and treatment. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted vulnerabilities and strengths in health systems. It also accelerated innovations like telemedicine and digital health platforms. Drone technology improves healthcare access in remote areas. Education efforts are increasing access and quality. Initiatives to improve school infrastructure and train teachers are making education more accessible. Digital learning platforms expand educational opportunities. Higher education and vocational training equip young Africans with job market skills. Universities and industries align curricula with market needs. Challenges like inadequate funding and infrastructure deficits remain. Sustained commitment and investment are required. Prioritizing health and education unlocks Africa's potential, driving innovation and development. The political landscape of Africa is poised for significant transformation in the coming decades. As more African nations embrace democratic principles, the hope is for increased political stability and improved governance. Countries are implementing reforms to strengthen institutions, enhance transparency, and combat corruption, aiming to build more resilient democracies. One promising trend is the growing involvement of youth in politics. Young Africans are increasingly demanding accountability and driving political change through social movements and participation in elections. This new generation, connected and informed through social media, is challenging traditional power structures and advocating for policies that address contemporary issues like unemployment, education, and climate change. Additionally, regional organizations like the African Union, AU, are playing a crucial role in promoting peace and stability. The AU's efforts in conflict resolution, peacekeeping, and promoting democratic governance are essential for mitigating political tensions and fostering a stable environment for development. Initiatives like the African Peer Review Mechanism (APRM) encourage countries to uphold democratic values and human rights, enhancing continental unity and cooperation. However, challenges remain. Political instability, authoritarian regimes, and electoral malpractices continue to pose threats to democratic progress. Addressing these issues requires sustained efforts from both African nations and the international community. Strengthening civil society, supporting independent media, and fostering inclusive political processes are critical steps towards ensuring that Africa's political future is marked by stability, justice, and good governance. Section 2. Economic Forecast, Growth and Inclusion. Africa's economic future holds immense potential, driven by diverse factors such as technological advancements, youthful demographics, and regional integration. The continent's young and dynamic population is a significant asset, poised to drive innovation and economic growth. Leveraging this demographic dividend requires investments in education, skills development, and job creation to harness the full potential of Africa's youth. The African Continental Free Trade Area, or AFCFTA, is set to be a game-changer for economic growth. By creating a single market for goods and services, AFCFTA aims to increase intra-African trade, boost industrialization, and enhance economic resilience. The successful implementation of AFCFTA could transform Africa into a global economic powerhouse, attracting investments and fostering sustainable development. Technological advancements are also expected to spur economic growth. The rise of digital economies, fintech innovations, and e-commerce platforms is opening new avenues for businesses and entrepreneurs. Countries like Nigeria and Kenya are emerging as tech hubs, nurturing startups that are solving local challenges and scaling globally. Supporting digital infrastructure and fostering innovation ecosystems will be crucial for sustaining this growth. However, ensuring inclusive growth remains a significant challenge. Economic disparities, particularly between urban and rural areas, need to be addressed to ensure that the benefits of growth are widely shared. Investing in rural development, improving access to finance, and promoting inclusive policies are essential for reducing poverty and inequality. By focusing on inclusive growth, Africa can build a future where economic prosperity is accessible to all its citizens. Section 3. Technological Frontiers, Future Innovations. The future of technology in Africa is brimming with possibilities. The continent is poised to leapfrog traditional development stages by embracing cutting-edge technologies and fostering a culture of innovation. From artificial intelligence and blockchain to biotechnology and renewable energy, Africa's technological landscape is set for transformative change. AI and machine learning are expected to revolutionize various sectors, including agriculture, healthcare, and education. Precision agriculture, powered by AI, can optimize farming practices, increase yields, and ensure food security. In healthcare, AI-powered diagnostic tools and telemedicine can improve access to quality care, especially in remote areas. Educational technologies can enhance learning experiences and bridge the gap in educational resources. Blockchain technology holds promise for enhancing transparency and efficiency in sectors like finance, supply chain management, and governance. By providing secure and tamper-proof records, blockchain can combat corruption, streamline transactions, and improve service delivery. African countries are already exploring blockchain applications, positioning themselves at the forefront of this technological revolution. Renewable energy technologies are also crucial for Africa's sustainable future. With abundant solar, wind, and hydro resources, the continent has significant potential to generate clean energy. Investments in renewable energy infrastructure can reduce reliance on fossil fuels, mitigate climate change, and provide affordable and reliable electricity to millions of people. However, realizing these technological prospects requires addressing challenges such as the digital divide, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to funding. Governments, private sectors, and international partners must collaborate to create enabling environments for innovation and invest in education and skills development. By embracing technological frontiers, Africa can unlock new opportunities and drive sustainable development. Section 4. Urban Future Sustainable Cities. As Africa's urbanization continues, building sustainable and resilient cities is paramount. Urban areas will house the majority of the continent's population, necessitating comprehensive planning. Cities like Kigali, Nairobi, and Cape Town are implementing smart solutions for traffic and waste management. Affordable housing is critical for sustainable urbanization. Investments in mass transit systems can reduce congestion and enhance mobility. Urban green spaces and renewable energy solutions are integral to building resilient cities. Section 5. Cultural Evolution, Preserving Heritage, Embracing Change. Africa's cultural landscape is evolving, blending rich heritage with contemporary influences. Globalization is providing new platforms for African cultures, gaining global recognition. This evolution fosters a renewed sense of pride and identity. The digital age is pivotal in this cultural renaissance. Social media and digital platforms offer unprecedented opportunities for artists. African creatives are showcasing their talent and challenging stereotypes. Traditional arts and crafts are experiencing a revival, driven by heritage appreciation. Initiatives support artisans and promote cultural tourism. This movement preserves heritage and provides economic opportunities. African designers are gaining international acclaim, blending traditional styles with global trends. Events like Lagos Fashion Week celebrate African fashion and foster global collaborations. Cultural exchange enriches this evolution. The African diaspora bridges cultures, bringing African influences to global art, music, and literature. These exchanges foster a deeper appreciation of Africa's cultural diversity. By preserving heritage while embracing change, Africa crafts a dynamic cultural identity. Empowering Africa's next generation is crucial for the continent's future. With over 60% of its population under the age of 25, Africa's youth hold the key to driving social progress. Investing in education, health, and opportunities for young people is essential. Digital learning platforms and vocational training programs are expanding opportunities. Health and well-being programs ensure young Africans can lead productive lives. Youth empowerment initiatives foster leadership and entrepreneurship. By empowering the next generation, Africa can ensure a future marked by innovation and social progress. Section 7. Environmental Futures, Climate Resilience and Conservation. Africa's environmental future hinges on the ability to balance development with conservation and climate resilience. As the continent faces the dual challenges of environmental degradation and climate change, innovative approaches are necessary to protect natural resources and ensure sustainable development. Africa's rich biodiversity and unique ecosystems are invaluable assets that require concerted efforts to preserve and restore. Climate resilience is a top priority. African countries are increasingly adopting climate-smart agriculture, renewable energy solutions, and sustainable land management practices to mitigate the impacts of climate change. The Great Green Wall Initiative, which aims to combat desertification by restoring 100 million hectares of degraded land across the Sahel, is a landmark project showcasing Africa's commitment to building climate resilience. Renewable energy is a cornerstone of Africa's environmental future. With vast solar, wind, and hydro resources, the continent has the potential to lead in green energy production. Investments in renewable energy infrastructure are essential for reducing carbon emissions, improving energy access, and supporting sustainable economic growth. Countries like Morocco, Kenya, and South Africa are already making significant strides in this area. Conservation efforts are equally critical. Protecting wildlife, restoring habitats, and supporting community-based conservation initiatives are vital for preserving Africa's biodiversity. National parks, marine reserves, and conservation areas play a crucial role in safeguarding ecosystems and promoting ecotourism, which provides economic benefits while raising awareness about environmental protection. However, achieving these environmental goals requires addressing challenges such as illegal logging, poaching, and land degradation. Strengthening environmental policies, enhancing enforcement mechanisms, and fostering international cooperation are essential steps. By prioritizing climate resilience and conservation, Africa can ensure a sustainable and prosperous future for its people and the planet. As we conclude this journey through Africa's rich historical landscape, It is essential to reflect on the profound depth and complexity of this remarkable continent. Africa's history is a tapestry woven with ancient civilizations, powerful empires, and resilient societies. The echoes of the pharaohs, the grandeur of the Mali Empire, and the spirit of independence movements remind us of the continent's enduring legacy. The colonial era shaped the African narrative, leaving scars that are still healing today. Yet within these scars we find stories of resilience and strength. The struggles for independence and nation-building underscore a relentless pursuit of self-determination and justice. These historical foundations have sculpted modern Africa and provided a framework for future growth. Understanding this context is crucial as it informs the present and guides the future. Reflecting on Africa's historical tapestry allows us to appreciate its unique path, marked by diversity, strength, and an unyielding spirit. Transitioning from the past, we find ourselves amidst the dynamic pulse of contemporary Africa. Today, the continent is a vibrant mosaic of cultures, economies, and innovations, continually reshaping itself to meet the demands of a rapidly changing world. Africa's current landscape is characterized by significant economic growth, technological advancements, and social transformations that are redefining its global role. Economic renaissance is one of the most notable aspects of modern Africa. Nations like Nigeria, Kenya, and Ethiopia are emerging as economic powerhouses, driven by diversification and regional integration efforts, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. This economic dynamism is creating new opportunities for investment, innovation, and development, positioning Africa as a crucial player in the global economy. Technological leapfrogging is another transformative force. The widespread adoption of mobile technology has revolutionized sectors such as banking, agriculture, and healthcare, providing millions with access to services that were previously out of reach. Innovation hubs and tech startups across the continent are fostering a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem, driving solutions that address local and global challenges. Culturally, Africa is experiencing a renaissance that celebrates its rich heritage while embracing contemporary influences. The global reach of African music, art, and literature is expanding, challenging stereotypes and showcasing the continent's creativity and diversity. This cultural revitalization is not only preserving Africa's traditions but also inspiring new generations of artists and thinkers. However, contemporary Africa also faces significant challenges, including economic inequality, political instability, and environmental concerns. Addressing these issues requires a concerted effort from governments, civil society, and international partners. By embracing the realities of today and leveraging the continent's inherent strengths, Africa is poised to navigate these challenges and continue its trajectory of growth and innovation. Looking ahead, the future of Africa is filled with immense potential and endless possibilities. The continent stands on the cusp of transformative change, driven by its youthful population and technological advancements. Envisioning Africa's future involves recognizing the trends and opportunities that will shape its trajectory. Politically, the embrace of democratic principles and the involvement of youth in governance are promising signs. Efforts to strengthen institutions and enhance transparency are laying the groundwork for resilient democracies. Regional organizations like the African Union are crucial in promoting peace and stability. Economically, the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, is a game changer. By fostering intra-African trade and investment, AfCFTA can transform Africa into a global economic powerhouse. Coupled with technological innovations, the continent can achieve sustainable economic development. Technologically, Africa is poised to lead in various fields, from renewable energy to artificial intelligence. Investments in digital infrastructure and innovation ecosystems will drive advancements. The potential for technological leapfrogging remains significant. Culturally, the revitalization and global recognition of African arts, music, and literature will foster a dynamic cultural identity. Social progress, driven by empowered youth and active civil society, will ensure that issues of justice, equality, and sustainability remain at the forefront. Envisioning Africa's future is about recognizing potential and committing to actions that realize this potential. By fostering innovation, promoting inclusive growth, and ensuring sustainable development, Africa can shape a future that is bright, prosperous, and inspiring. As we wrap up this exploration of Africa's past, present, and future, it is evident that the continent's journey is one of remarkable resilience, creativity, and potential. This journey invites us all to witness and engage, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of this extraordinary continent. Africa's future is a collective endeavor that requires the participation and support of the global community. By empowering the next generation, Africa can ensure a future that honors its past and embraces its potential. Please like and subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we bring new content.